PFF is running one of their biggest sales ever. 40% off a PFF Plus subscription right now using the promo code BLACKFRIDAY. That means that you get everything fully unlocked. You get the grades, you get the stats, you get all the fantasy advice, the betting advice, which our new player prop tool is available on web as well to make you a smarter, better. You've got all of the draft analysis, the free agency analysis, all of that great stuff. Subscribe.pff.com to get 40% off a year-long PFF Plus subscription. Get it now. Packers and the Giants. The Packers win this game at the very end, thrilling fashion. 27-20 was the final score here. On Green Bay side of things, Micah Parsons was at the top of their grades list with an 89.6. Cornerback Keyshawn Nixon with an 84.5. Offensive guard Aaron Banks with an 83.4. Wide receiver Christian Watson an 82.1. And then safety Xavier McKinney with a 74.1. Jordan Love, though, he was the highest graded Packer. 93.1 overall grade. On the Giants side of things, running back Tyrone Tracy filling in for Cam Scatterbo very nicely, an 86.5. Man, I'm excited to see that duo next year when those guys are fully healthy. Linebacker Bobby Okereke with a 70.8. Tight end Theo Johnson at 68.8. Offensive tackle Andrew Thomas at 68.8 as well. And then wide receiver Isaiah Hodgins with a 68.4. Jameis Winston starting for the first time this year. He got a 54.8 overall grade. Satha told the story here.
Hey. Don't just go skipping ahead like, oh, it's Scatterbo and Tracy, and that's what we're waiting on, okay? FAU legend Devin Singletary had 2 touchdowns in this game.
I don't think he's going to be on the team next year.
You don't know that?
I don't think he's going to be on the team
Well, he'll be somewhere.
He'll be wherever Brian Dable is.
Don't slander FAU legend Devin Singletary.
I'm saying that he's guaranteed to have a job next year. It's wherever Brian Dable is.
You know why Singletary will be on the Giants next year?
Okay, tell me.
Because their head coach will be Lane Kiffin. Nailed it. See that?
FAU legend. It's not going to be.
It's
not going to be Lane Kiffin.
FAU legend.
It's not going to be Lane Kiffin. But go ahead. Satha told the story.
You watch what happens. Anyway, Jordan Love.
It's not going to be Lane Kiffin.
Jordan Love against a really good defensive line. When you give him chances to succeed, boy, he succeeded in this one. From clean pockets, a 93.4 passing grade, 11 of 15, 131 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 big-time throws. He was pressured almost 50% of the time in this game, 14 out of 31 dropbacks, but the 17 dropbacks that he was clean, staying away from Brian Burns, who had a couple of sacks, and Dexter Lawrence and Abdul Carter and everything else going on in that Giants D-line. Love was outstanding. Packers as a whole didn't look great. There was some drops. There was some lapses in coverage at times. He needed some turnovers. Of course, you get it from Jameis Winston to help you out a little bit. But at the end of the day, when they needed Jordan Love to come through and they protected him enough against a really good, really talented defensive line, he got the job done. Credit to him. He deserves the most of it for this win.
Yeah, I thought he played well. And even at the start of the game, like he had a couple of dimes on second and long, on a couple of third downs that were just straight drops. You know, obviously the couple early ones to Romeo Doubs that are just hitting him in the hands. It's like, you're in the NFL. He's got to catch those. And I just thought that Jordan Love played really well. It was a windy day. I think I remember it, everywhere in the Northeast, it felt like wind was a factor somewhat. But I thought that Love played really well in this game. I agree with you. I thought Stat that told the story. The Giants being this bad at run defense as a team is something that I did not see coming. Now, okay, Abdul Carter, Kayvon Thibodeau, Brian Burns, they're more known for what they can do as pass rushers. But Dexter Lawrence, obviously he's a great pass rusher as well, but I think that Dexter Lawrence is somebody who could certainly hold his own and anchor the middle of that defensive line when it comes to run defense. Bobby Okereke had a really good run defense grade in this game, but basically everybody around him, defensive line, secondary, everything outside of him in run defense, they're just not grading well. And as a whole, 44.1 run defense grade as a team this season. They've been one of the more disappointing run defense teams that we have had this year. And so I think that was, once again, a stat that told the story here of Josh Jacobs doesn't even finish this game. He's not even in the game the whole time, and it felt like the Packers were doing enough on the ground. Emmanuel Wilson, 11 carries, 40 yards, 3.6 yards per carry average. Josh Jacobs had a 5.7 yards per carry average before he ended up leaving. Malik Willis comes in the game. He gets a scramble of 16 yards. Bo Melton got a 17-yard rushing gain as well. So it just felt like they just weren't on their P's and Q's when it came to run defense, whether it was between the tackles or outside the tackles with some scramble plays and some wide receiver carries there. So I'm very disappointed at how the Giants have played in run defense this season, and this was another week where I was disappointed.
To your point, the only 2 starters with a run defense grade above 64 this season are Kayvon Thibodeau and Javon Holland. Dexter Lawrence has not looked the same. They don't have much defensive tackle depth aside from him, and the linebacker level is really struggling. Really, their best, they're a guy that they're missing is Micah McFadden at linebacker,
right.
And he was really just the Mike, obviously. Bobby Okereke, more of a weak side guy, so you get him more with the athleticism and coverage and things. And he was good in this game, but for the most part this season he struggled. I think they're really struggling right in the middle at defensive tackle and at that linebacker level. That's something that's going to have to be addressed in the offseason.
I definitely agree with you. Most impressive for me was Tyrone Tracy, how well he played. 88.9 receiving grade, 79.1 rushing grade, over 100 combined rushing and receiving yards. It was good to see him remind us that, hey, before the days of Cam Scattaboo, he was the guy last year. He was the guy to get Giants fans excited, and I think that he could be a really great 1-2 combination, all due respect to Devin Singletary, for what's going to be a running back duo next year of Tracy and Scattaboo. So it was just really good to see that again from the Giants in what is very clearly, now that they have fired Brian Daboll, like it is very clearly a transition year. They're not playing for the playoffs at all. It's going to be about building towards next season. Whoever that head coach is, I think that when you look at some of the offensive pieces, hey, having Jackson Dart, having these two running backs, having Malik Neighbors, decent offensive line, depending on what you do this offseason. You're bringing Jermaine Illuminor back, maybe where you're bringing back one of those guards, maybe you're upgrading at the other guard spot, like you feel okay about that. If you get yourself a nice wide receiver 2 in the draft, all of a sudden this offense has got some nice potential to it. It's just about the defense playing a lot better with some talented players, especially on that defensive line.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. There's a lot. It's about the future for the Giants here, right? And it's going to start right when the season ends. But no, I think in this game it just comes down to the Packers. They found a way. Now, should they have struggled this much with a Giants team on their third quarterback and missing a lot of pieces they are? Maybe not, but a win is a win, and we'll take that. My most impressive guy, as it can be most weeks, look, Micah Parsons, freaking nature. As we know, 90.6 pass rush grade, 6 pressures, 2 sacks, 38% pass rush win rate. I honestly, at the end of all that, I just go, what else is new? It's Micah Parsons, and he certainly is used to killing the Giants. The other guy I want to shout out, how about 2 big touchdowns for Christian Watson, including the game winner? That's a big-time thing. Because this Packers offense, they got to find ways to get vertical. Matthew Golden playing a little bit less in this game, in the last couple games, really, with Watson back. But I think Christian Watson really adding some value vertically for this team. That's a big-time asset to have on the outside as they look for more explosive plays without Tucker Kraft.
Yeah, the Packers still a little hot and cold in this game. 3 of their drives were 4 plays or less, and so you want them to be a little bit more sustained. But it's not terrible. They still had some drives that you like, especially at the end, being able to capitalize and get the win. So I don't want to be too harsh on them, but there's more left in the tank for this Packers offense. And I think the next couple of weeks, and as we start to get in that playoff push, is going to be very important for them to come into form there.